This is the comic that criticises Heroes in Christmas and its destruction of the beloved character Wally West, aka the Flask. And it's only $3.99, so well done on that, DC. With that said, my feelings on Heroes in Christmas is that it should just be washed away. It should not be acknowledged or played with like this comic does. We open up with the Living Tribunal here. He comes from sideways, from the new age of heroes, or as I like to call it, the new age of zeros, cause it failed. It's nice to see them taking something from those books though, and implementing it into the proper DC universe. This slightly ties into Doomsday Cox as well, because the multiverse is falling apart and the Living Tribunal, he wants to stop it, so he recruits the Flask, the Wally West version. Wally West, he was disgraced in this pile of shit advertised here. They had him be responsible for the deaths of loads of heroes and his friends, and rather than have it just be an accident like it was, they decided to dig a hole and make Wally West into a psychopath who staged a crime scene and went to the future to kill himself, to give himself an alibi and get away with it, and some rubbish like that. They took this character that people loved, this fun character that embodied hope, and they thought it would be deep to make him be like a fallen hero who is a selfish killer. They probably thought it was hilarious to annoy the fans like that. And of course, Wally West, he is one of the characters that Dan Diddy Dido hates and has been trying to kill off and write out of canon for well over a decade. And this comic is probably at its strongest when it is just intensely criticising and pointing out the terrible plot of Heroes in Christmas and spelling out how out of character Wally West was in that story. But as I said, I'd prefer if they just undid it all and never reference it ever again. It doesn't deserve the respect of being built on or referred to. There are some tremendous stories out there that were hurt by being quickly ignored or forgotten and never mentioned again, and editorial lets stuff like huge character moments get overturned or major deaths be just ignored. But then it comes to a story like Heroes in Christmas. That is absolutely one of the stories that deserves to be ignored like that. Just have Wally West gone, oh, what a weird dream that was. Or have it turn out it was an evil Wally West from the dark multiverse. Or that he was possessed like they did to explain away Jordan Albert when he went evil in the 90s. The problem is, my hatred for Heroes in Christmas made me not enjoy this story. I admit, it is a fine comic and it's absolutely got the right mindset of deconstructing and mocking Heroes in Christmas, but I just don't want to be remembered of that vile piece of shit. You can quickly get rid of all that baggage, and that is what they are trying to do here, I reckon, but they're building on it to get to that point, and I didn't want to see it built on. It's a bit hypocritical, since I really do hate it when stuff is just ignored, like how Michael Bryan Benson often just has characters who are definitely dead show up alive in the background of his comics. But if I've got to put up with shit like that, at least give me the consolation prize of treating something like Heroes in Christmas that way, rather than validating its existence. Even if you are working towards undoing it, you are cementing its effect and what it did by using it. In order to follow this story here, you have to read or be aware of the original pile of shit. And we end with a dark-skinned Superman, which of course is diversity in a comic's worst nightmare. Yeah, I do want him to fix Wally West, but I'm not willing to run with something that is gonna be constantly reminding us of what I consider to be a horrid comic. An evil comic. Heroes in Christmas was an evil comic. It was spiteful, it was malicious, it was selfish, it was just flat out evil. If you've got a better threshold for the existence of heroes in Christmas, you might enjoy this and appreciate that it is trying to redeem Wally West, but I didn't want Wally West to be redeemed. I want Wally West to be saved. I cannot give this more than 7 thumbs up.